The patrol car rolled up to my ranch gate like I'd robbed a bank, not like I'd just come home. A woman in a giant white visor was pointing at me, yelling, "Cuff him," while hugging a clipboard to her chest like it was the Constitution. And somehow she believed the HOA had the power to turn my driveway into community property while I was out of town. I'd been on the road for days, the kind of trip that drains you without even being dramatic about it. All I wanted was quiet, a shower, and 10 minutes on my porch without anyone needing anything from me. The tires hit my gravel drive and I felt my shoulders drop until I saw the sign. Fresh wood stake, crisp lettering, dead serious, Sagewood Ridge, HOA Enforcement Area. It was planted right beside my gate, on my side of the fence. I slowed the truck like I'd just spotted a snake. Then I saw Linda Parker waiting near the post sun visor, khaki shorts, beige polo, and that tight mouth that says she wakes up irritated and stays that way on purpose. She didn't wave. She didn't even fake neighborly. She just tapped her pen against the clipboard like she was timing me. "You can't park there," she said, voice loud enough to carry down the road. "That's community property. Your vehicle isn't HOA approved." I stared at her for a second, letting it land. "Linda," I said, keeping it even, "this is my driveway. The homeowners association doesn't have authority out here." Her eyes narrowed like I'd insulted her family. "Oh, it does now," she said, smiling like she'd been waiting for that line. "We expanded the boundary while you were gone. You need access permission, and you'll have to recertify the ranch." Recertify. Like my land came with a warranty. I felt my jaw tighten, but I didn't bite. "Not yet." I pointed at the fence line. Nothing about my deed changed while I was on a work trip. Linda lifted her chin. "The board voted. The board decides." I took a breath, pulled my wallet out, and held up my ID like I was proving I existed. "My name is Ethan Brooks," I said. "I'm a federal judge." For half a second her face flickered. Then it hardened again. "That doesn't matter," she snapped. "Nobody is above the HOA." And before I could say anything else, she grabbed her phone. "I'm calling the police," she announced, thumb already moving. "You're trespassing." I looked behind me at my own gate, my own driveway, my own dust on my own tires. "Go ahead," I said quietly. 15 minutes later, the sheriff's cruiser came rolling up, lights off, tires, crunching dust curling behind it like a warning. Deputy Ryan Cole stepped out, young, polite, cautious, the kind of guy who's hoping every call ends with "sorry, wrong address." Linda marched straight at him like she was the one in uniform. "I need him removed," she said, stabbing the air with her pen. "He's refusing compliance and attempting to enter private community land." Deputy Cole glanced at me, then back at her like his brain was trying to find the community land she was talking about. "Sir," he said, "can I see your ID?" I handed it over. His eyebrows went up as he read it. Then he looked at Linda with a face that said, "Ma'am, be serious." Linda leaned in, voice sharper. "That's fake. He's pretending. Arrest him." Deputy Cole cleared his throat the way people do when they're trying to stay professional in the middle of nonsense. "Ma'am," he said, "this appears to be his property. And this is a real ID." Linda's cheeks went pink, then red. "No," she snapped. "He's violating HOA rules." I watched the deputy's eyes drift to my gate, then back to her clipboard, and I could tell he wanted to be anywhere else. I didn't gloat. I didn't lecture. I just said, "Deputy, I'm not here to cause a scene. I'm going inside." Linda barked, "You can't," and I cut her off with a calm I didn't feel. Watch me. That night I tried to let it go. I ate something, took a shower, sat on my porch for exactly 3 minutes. Before my phone buzzed with a neighborhood group alert. Linda had posted a photo of my truck, my plate, my gate, captioned like a public warning about a dangerous animal. By morning the mailbox was stuffed. Violation notice, another notice. Then a final warning sprinkled with phrases like compliance deadline and lien proceedings. It wasn't about rules. It was about pressure. It was about training people to flinch. I drove into my office with that stack of papers on the passenger seat, and I dropped them on my desk like they were contaminated. My clerk, Maya Lynn, looked at the top page and blinked. "They're threatening a lien for parking." I nodded. "I want everything Sagewood Ridge has filed with the county. Every boundary change, every amendment, every lien, every vote record they claim happened." Maya didn't ask why. She just moved. While she dug, I sat there with a cup of coffee. I didn't taste thinking the thought you hate admitting out loud. Maybe I should just pay it. Not because they're right, because I'm tired. Because fighting paper bullies takes time, and time is the one thing you never get back. Then I pictured Linda's face at my gate, smiling while she said, "Recertify," like she was doing me a favor. and I pictured the neighbors who didn't have the option to push back. If I caved, she'd do it again, and she'd do it louder. Maya came back with a thick folder and a look that told me I wasn't going to like what was inside. They hadn't expanded anything legally. They'd filed documents that didn't match recorded plats. They'd claimed board votes that had no proper certification. They'd pushed liens against properties that weren't even members of the homeowners association. It wasn't neighborhood drama anymore. It was fraud dressed up as community standards. I started making calls, county records clerk's office, a couple attorneys who eat property law for breakfast. And then the messages started coming in. Mark Johnson, 2 roads over, sent me photos of his own violation letters, same threats, same language, and he'd never signed a single HOA agreement in his life. Emily Reed, former treasurer, sent a short note that said everything. They've been moving money around. The minutes don't match what happened. That was the shift. Linda wasn't just annoying, she was running a machine. So I did the one thing clipboard tyrants don't expect: quiet process. I opened an official review. Subpoenas went out for bank statements, emails, meeting minutes, vote records, and lien filings. Not drama, documentation. Not anger, receipts. And the receipts told the story cleanly. Misused funds, fabricated approvals, false filings with the county. A pattern of intimidation that kept people paying because the alternative felt worse. When Linda got served, she didn't hire humility. She showed up, clipboard in hand, acting like the courtroom was just another neighborhood meeting. "This is harassment," she snapped loud enough for heads to turn. "You can't do this to me." I looked at her and spoke like I do when I'm done entertaining nonsense. "You called law enforcement on a man standing on his own property," I said. Her mouth opened, ready to argue, but I didn't give her the runway. "You filed false records. You threatened residents with liens you had no authority to place. You used the HOA like a weapon." Linda's fingers squeezed the clipboard so hard, her knuckles went pale. "I'll report you," she shot back. "I'll go to the board. I'll go to the council." And I said, "You can file whatever complaint you want, but you'll be filing it without an HOA." Because the evidence didn't care how loud she was. The judgment came down like a door closing. Sagewood Ridge Homeowners Association dissolved. Boundary expansions voided. Improper fines refunded with interest. Improper liens canceled. And Linda Parker permanently barred from holding any HOA board position in the state. No speeches, no applause, just consequences, delivered in ink. That weekend I pulled back into my driveway and the sign was gone. The fence line looked the same, the gravel looked the same, the sky looked the same, like the land had been waiting for the paperwork to catch up. Down the road I saw Linda walking her dog with sunglasses on, chin tucked, pretending the world hadn't shifted under her feet. She didn't look at me. I didn't stop. I just nodded once, drove through my own gate, and let the silence do what it does best. Lesson: when someone weaponizes rules, the only thing that ends it is proof and the nerve to use it.